Hello everyone, my name is Adreden, and today we're going to be looking at the crafting of more kind of complex stuff outside of your nano crafter. Basically the stuff over here, is the refinery, and there's a bunch of other machines that need to be produced, so you can do things like, making a burner outside of your nano crafter, or building the enforced frames, these guys here, all these things, they take a lot of time, like 9 minutes for this one. There's, screws, like a whole bunch of screws was taking me like 30 minutes, right? Simple things like this can definitely be done outside of your crafter, your personal crafter, and then you can do them as we go. So I've been building up a ton of resources, but to get to this point, one of the main things that I wanted to do, separate, press shift, bring that here, press 1. Yeah, just kind of keeping track of what I've got going on here. This is for the alloy furnace thing, which is I believe called a smelter. Yes, a smelter. Yeah, so we're gonna build one of those, and then probably the next episode. I've already got it going on to build a metal factory, which is something that could, bend metal, make screws, etc., etc. It's a lot of simple things that would make my life easier to do. So, with that done, yeah, basically, how did I get to that point? Well, in the last episode, we talked about mining, and we talked about cores, and, taking them apart, and using your crafting menu, the K menu, the nano crafter. So, one of the things that I'd like to do is make another medium-sized assembler. So I'm going to go to assemb, like that, and you look and you're like, oh no, how do I do that? How do I do that? Right? Well, keys would be to have to actually make a small one here, right? And then from there you go to here, recipes, assembler. But you can't do it on this one. This is the extra small one. So what you can do though is you can kind of almost skip this one, but this one is good for making parts for your plane. Not that you need to do them there, because those plane parts are also in your own personal crafter, right? So to a certain size. Actually, maybe even more. Well, some of them are in places and such. So, anyhow, you want to get this small one, so the next one up from the extra small, and we go, and we check its recipes, and assembler, we have medium, and this is the guy we want. So, the two steps of it are to produce one of these guys here, which is the small one. And to do that, of course, we need to go over here and we go assembler, which is this. It's not too bad, right? It's like 5 screws. Oh, actually, you just need one of these. Boom. Takes 2 minutes. And then we just keep going back, right? Just like any other thing. And checking out all the things. It's pretty quick, to be honest. Got some of these. That's what the smelter, or the smelter is also going to be good for, is these aluminum iron alloys. That'll be kind of good too for that. So we needed actually more of them than that, right? We needed 5 of those guys. I'm going to cancel that, go back into it, click up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we notice that we actually don't have enough of these basic connectors, so we're gonna have to kick in at least another one, I believe. So we have, I'll have 12 extra, it's fine. So then we add those to the queue. You can see that we're already at 11 minutes to complete this thing. That's fine. Let's go back over here, go to this mobile panel. Now I believe we're gonna have extra screws, so we can go and click that, and then go back over here and click add to queue. That'll take you 22 minutes to do all that if you have all the things mined and everything. And of course, if it does turn out that your math is wrong, like I may need some extra screws, then just, you know, you make them and you unjam your system here. But it's not very difficult to do. Yeah, and I'm basically just gonna remove these two ones that are small, because what I'm gonna do is go up a level here, so we have 5 of these guys. So what I'm gonna want is to go, well, we can just do it in here. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's basically the same deal. It's just that I know that we need to make about 20 more of these. So then we have a total of 25. And it looks like we need 80 connectors. So we're going to go in here and we're going to make 80 connectors. I'm going to reorganize that over there. And we're going to make one more of those guys. And so then we're going to just reorganize all this. Probably like that. Because then, you know, it's just a little bit better. So anyways, this is for the larger assembler there. So this is just for the larger assembler, this guy here. What else did we need? It was 36 screws. Yeah, that's going to take a while too. I'll probably come back in a little bit when I have more of these guys made as well. So we're going to go back up here. I'm just going to craft some extra screws. We have a couple, 36, so like that much. I may throw in an extra batch of steel as well, just because I like having the extra materials, just in case. And once again, I'm just going to bring these things down over here, and then that'll be fine. Anyways, it's like an hour now, so I'll be back when I am ready to construct this machine. And in the meantime, I'm also doing another episode where I am, you know, upgrading this whole area. So if it looks a little bit jumpy, where like all of a sudden there's like certain machines in one video and not in another, and then various clips they are, and it's going to get a little bit confusing. But, you know, in the next episode from this video, you'll see me building all of these components and stuff in here. Actually, we need to produce the mobile panel and the frame. So reinforced frame, we need the medium one, so you gotta throw that one in there. Lack some ingredients. Okay, well, we'll fix that in a moment too. I think that would just be like that. And it also needs a mobile panel medium. So we're gonna craft that in there too. Yeah, and that'll do it. So it's actually gonna be even longer to craft it, because these guys are long. So this is why it's kind of nice to start building up your industry if you're going to be an industrialist. Yeah, once again, I haven't really tackled all of the other aspects. I really do want to learn more about the market as sort of a market industrialist, or whatever you want to call them. Capitalist, I guess. Yeah, and then of course there's, I guess, pirating and stuff, which we'll get to. We'll be up there. Anyhow, I'll be back with more of this video in a bit. Okay, so all of the components are ready for the medium assembler. That's right here. We have the 36 large screws, 25 basic power systems, and the one mobile panel and the one mobile reinforced frame. So let's go over to the small assembler. I set this as the actual recipe, and I really only want to make one, so we're just going to hit start and should make it. So 31 minutes. I may end up selling this one. I don't really know if I need two. I might. It depends on what's going on. I mean, it depends on how much space I really feel like I've got in the future. I mean, I have a lot of space here, so, you know, I'll have to get building a larger core soon, though. And probably be better to do it before I get all these things set up, but you know what? I think I'm just going to keep building. And once it just gets to be too much, we'll totally produce a brand new, whatever large static one we can, however big we can get to, and we'll make that as a base. Or maybe we'll relocate to another planet. I'm not entirely certain. Anyways, sort of the rough idea. We'll try to figure that out. Anyway, that is roughly 31 minutes, so let's just come back when it's done. So, I've been crafting up a storm. All of this stuff gets put in, you know, next episode. One of the things I've been talking to Hal about, though, is you hear that really nasty, like, kind of chittering sound? It took me a couple moments to, like, you know, think about it. Sometimes I don't even play with my headset on because there's no PvE. Some of these machines, when they're on but they're not doing anything, make this really awful sound. Hear that? So much nicer. When the machines are trying to do something and they can't, they make that terrible sound. I mean, I wish they would just go into a standby mode and just shut up. But I don't know. As of right now, they don't. Anyhow, let's finish up with this medium assembler. Just keep getting stuck on these little railings that we produced in here. This is the small one, and then I believe that one outputs to here. Yeah, there it is. So I'm gonna put this in here. Right now, for the 2 episodes ahead, I'm working on building a new flying vehicle. Flying vehicle or a hover vehicle? I'm not quite sure, because I want it to be a very pop culture related vehicle. Anyway, that's going to come up soon. And I'm not quite sure exactly if I can make it work. We'll see. Okay. So, what I want to do is, of course, go over here and... yeah, see, this is where things might have to be moved. I'll go to inventory, and we'll find that medium assembler that we've taken forever to make. Or not. Maybe it's not in this inventory yet. Give me a second to just take a look. Alright, for some reason it didn't transfer. Sometimes that happens, it seems, so whatever. Okay, so I'm going to try to place it in here with not much luck. Now the odds are good that it just is not working because of this other one being in the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the other one around real quick, and hopefully that will do it. Now this is kind of a bugger because it gets really moved around. I don't know, we're going to move it like all the way over here, and then we're going to try to place this other one. There we go. Perfect. So looks like pretty much this is the spot it's going to go. Let's take a look and see what that does for us. Okay, so that's right there. I almost don't quite need it now, but there will be future uses for this thing. I've discovered that, you know, having one of each of these is barely adequate for really mass production. It's got to constantly go in and tweak recipes and the flow of things. I've learned that you can attach 7 inputs to one of these various industrial machines, I guess. But yes, anyway, we'll get into that next episode. I want to thank Hal for sharing that with me. Okay, let's move this guy. Click. And that looks like that's where that one goes already. Yeah, so things are like all a big mess now. Let's move this guy maybe about here, but I don't know why its rotation is that weird. There. Right? And this little one, I mean, it's okay here. I don't know what's going to happen if I move this without moving that. Well, let's find out. Somewhere about there. Great. And I think I'm going to take this. We're going to put it back kind of where it was. Just kind of keep a bit of my memory the same. Alright. And then I might move this to about there. That's pretty close. Now, I don't quite know how long this one will be after cutting it. There's been lots of little cuts and stuff. It might just be a short one. It might be a little longer. Hopefully it's not too long. The next episode probably a little bit longer, because what I started to do was produce some of these guys and then we would go and we would make a couple, and then we'd produce a couple more, and it's taken me quite a while. And then I finally, at some point, just decided, like, I'm just going to go ahead and make a bunch of these. I'll probably explain that again in next episode, just in case if someone misses this one, they'll hear it in that one. Anyhow, guys, now that you have, because I've already got one, but now that you guys have seen how to create the medium assembler, which unlocks so many good things, like all these industrial ones in here, in industry, that is like, this unlocks a lot of stuff. There's a lot more to learn for crafting, and I'm starting to realize that being an industrialist in this game is going to be, well, it's going to be something. It's going to be intense. There's a lot of production pathways, and I don't even know how feasible it is to produce everything, let alone be a production specialist and, say, a combat pilot. I just don't know. Don't have a clue. Not yet. I'm kind of, at the moment, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, but maybe it will clear up over time. And at some point, after I finish this next vehicle, because I like this one, but I want to build a new one of something different. I want to bring the other one to Alioth, and then I will be able to just deploy it, and we're going to go visit Hal, probably. Either for a multiplayer episode, or just some, just messing around. But I think that'll be a lot of fun. And maybe we'll claim some stuff, maybe we'll get attacked. Who knows? It'll be something different, I hope. There's been a lot of building in this particular series, and we'll just see. Anyhow, I'm going to end it there. If you guys enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, and share with some friends if you think they might enjoy it, or they might find something interesting in it. And if you are new to the channel and want to learn more about Dual Universe or 7 Days to Die, then hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.